Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Hopefully you guys are having a good weekend so far. Today's video, I want to go over a champion that we just got not too long ago as a free champion. So some of you might actually have this champion. It's also part of a promo code, I believe. I'm not sure if it's still active, but it was part of a promo code. And the champion I'm talking about here is actually Sun Wukong. So there's been a lot of content obviously covering Sun Wukong, but I think I found the best build overall for him if I don't want to swap any gear. So obviously, from my viewpoint, I don't like really swapping gear in and out unless it's for something very specific. So if I had a general build that works for all content, then I think I would just stick to it usually. So I think I found the build that works the best in the most applications for this champion. I've tried everything with this champion because he's such a versatile champion. He's a great champion. He's probably one of the best free champions we've ever gotten. Just as a general champion, he's insanely good. If you guys don't know what he does, A1, he has a chance to stun here. One of the best A1 stun abilities actually in the game. He has an A2 super nuke here. You can target one enemy, ignore 50% of the target's defense, and then the remaining damage that basically is excess damage goes across the entire enemy team. So the way this works is you basically want to target the weakest champion, or at least the target with the lowest HP or lowest defense, and then you just want to target that, blast it, and then all that extra damage will splash over to the whole team, ideally killing the whole team. So the splash damage, it cannot crit, which is a little bit different than, like, for example, somebody like Siegfried, which can crit, which makes his splash damage a little bit more crazy. But yeah, this is a great A2, comes with 30% damage from books, which is awesome. His A3 brings some versatility, is an AoE, and then it brings an AoE strip as well as an AoE block buffs. 20% damage with 3-turn cooldown, fully booked. Wukong, you know, he definitely works without books. If you use him maybe as a support champion in arena, for example, you use this sheep ability once, you use this ability once, and also, like, the second part of this ability is if the initial target survives. So if you can't kill the initial target, then it turns into a sheep, which is really good if you have Wukong built in a high accuracy kind of debuffing role. But then you can also make Wukong a high damage role as well. His A2 hits really hard. His A3, his multiplier is not super insane, but he does okay. And then, of course, his super passive here that basically revives him after every 3 turns, 100% turn meter, which is very important. Makes him have a little bit of built-in survivability, which we all like to see in our nukers, for example. And then he brings the super important 28% speed in all arena battles. Unfortunately, it's just arena, but you know what? He is an arena champion as well, so having the speed aura on him makes a big deal. His base attack is actually quite decent, 1586, good base speed, and the boosted crit damage. Great champion overall if you got him. Definitely worth investing in. He's going to be used in basically every single piece of content for you. But I'm going to show you guys the build that I'm talking about here, and then we'll go over that. All right, guys. So this is my Sun Wukong. Yes, the build is a little bit end game, but you can obviously scale down the stats for whatever level of content you are tackling. So I haven't built in a damage set with enough accuracy to be useful in the content I want him to be useful in PvE. So go over the total stats here. 7.5k, 7.6k attack, 265 speed. He has good crit damage, 100% crit rate, and he has enough accuracy to be relevant in most content. So the content that I'm actually using him in, other than arena, which I initially wanted to use him in, is actually Hydra. So I'll show you guys the build bonuses here. 318 accuracy, a little bit shy on the accuracy, for example, for like nightmare application, but 318 is still decent. It's probably like a 75 or 80% chance to land his debuffs. I do have this accuracy banner here that's not properly ascended. I will get to that eventually, but it's a good banner. But overall, this is the build. I'll show you guys some of the gear here that's going on, what it takes to build a champion like this. So not any accuracy rolls on any of the gear, actually. So all the accuracy actually comes from the banner, the glyphs, and the bonuses. The glyphs or the glyphs here, and then the ascension here if I had it, and then obviously from the Great Hall bonuses, the blessing, which I don't have, faction guardian here, the affinity bonuses, and then of course the Hydra bonuses, we get a little bit of accuracy here. So actually not that much accuracy, but it is definitely possible. So the reason why I went for a little bit of accuracy on him is because ever since the 5-star blessings came out on some of the blessing rework, so if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, when the blessings got reworked, they added accuracy and resistance on the 5-star bonuses. So ever since champions started with 5 stars, got the bonuses for the 75 resistance, it made it much harder for my Sun Wukong to actually debuff anybody with I was running him with like 180 accuracy, for example, or 170 accuracy, which was pretty viable against most the nukers in live arena. But now that, you know, obviously 5 and 6-star nukers would have plus 75 accuracy or plus 75 resistance, it got a little bit harder to do any kind of strips or place block buffs on those champions. So I decided to add a little bit more accuracy. So just for example here, like my Taras, he has 300 resistance without me building resistance into his kit. Here's Rodos also packing just under 300 resistance. And I'm just taking the 6-star champions that I have. Like for example, Gaius here is 340. So Sun Wukong having only 270 against those champions, don't even have like a 90% chance of placing his debuffs or strips. You know, even his A1 is very important. So I wanted him to have at least a little bit of accuracy to give me a better chance to land some of these debuffs against 5 and 6-star DPS champions in live arena. And then subsequently, having the extra accuracy makes him a lot better in other PvE content. So I decided to put him, most relevantly, decided to put him in Hydra. And you know what? The results were actually awesome. So I'll show you guys the run that I had him in. All right, nearing the end of this run now. Damage slowed down quite a bit in the last 100 turns just because ran into some issues with the poison cloud here, so I wasn't dealing the maximum damage. I think we could have cleared 500 million on this team overall, but we did have a pretty good result here. We'll take it. Basically, everyone on the team survived the whole 500, the whole 1500 turn limit, which is nice to see. Just ending off here. All right, there we go. We got 484 million damage on Nightmare difficulty here. You guys, Nekmothars pitching in 20 million. Podrig 2.5 million, basically doing no damage. Mizunaki 172 million. Nut 107 million. Sun Wukong, there we go, 126 million damage. And then Inquisitor Shamail with 53 million. You see how Sun Wukong actually out DPS'd the Newt there in Nightmare difficulty Hydra. There's no real excuse for Newt not to produce big damage here. He's in Relentless. Newt is in Relentless. Maybe he does a little bit more in Savage or Lethal. I do have two versions of Newt, but I chose to use Relentless here because I thought it was pretty close. I think Relentless maybe deals more damage over long runs. So I decided to give it a try. I don't think the damage difference would be that big if it was a lethal Newt, for example. So Sun Wukong here pitching in with 126 million. If it was Ugo, for example, Ugo probably would have done similar to Nekmothar, so about 20 million. So you're giving up about 100 million damage in this run just by using Ugo. So that's why this Sun Wukong in this damage build with a little bit of accuracy just totally elevates this team to new levels. He also benefits significantly from Old Man Podrig's plus attack buff. The plus attack on Sun Wukong with his big attack stat already gives him a little bit of a boost, which is really, really good to see. Obviously, take advantage of that. But yeah, this is an excellent run. I definitely advise you guys to try to bring your Sun Wukong along with a little bit of accuracy in your full damage builds on your Hydra runs. This is a Nightmare Hydra, but obviously you can scale it down to lower levels of Hydra. There you go. There's the team breakdown here. So we got Nekmothar in a provoke set, 264 speed. These are without the Hydra bonuses. So I have max speed bonus, max accuracy bonus. So yeah, you guys obviously can scale down your teams for whatever difficulty you guys are doing. But yeah, this is what we're looking at just from gear alone. 264 speed Nekmothar in provoke with enough accuracy to do his thing. Old Man Podrig in just basic speed set, 360. Mishinaki in a provoke set with damage, 224 crit damage with enough accuracy to land his stuff. Mishinaki probably should have been in lethal or savage. I think that probably would have added maybe like 30-40 million worth of damage if he was in lethal set. I just didn't have a provoker. I didn't have any basically any gear I wanted to put on Mishinaki, and these are just kind of builds that I just kind of had on them already, so I just kind of put the team together. I didn't really like purpose build anybody for this specific team, but yeah, if I were to like make this team perfect, I would put Mishinaki in savage gear for sure. There's the Relentless Newt 266 with enough accuracy for Fire Knight, for example, but you don't need accuracy against Hydra. There's Sun Wukong with his standard arena build in lethal gear with enough accuracy to land his stuff after his Hydra buffs. And then Inquisitor Shamail in a provoke set. Again, he would do a lot more damage in lethal gear, but we don't have a dedicated provoker, so we're just using a couple provoke sets to do our provoking, which, like I said, worked out pretty good. So that's the full team there, breakdown there. And we'll hop over to the arena and do quick arena run here. For example, let's do this one. So usually you just put them in a generic speed gear team, or speed set as speed team, generic speed team. Yeah, plus attack here, and then you have the Sun Wukong. So let's try out this team. Not the best team since there's two magic affinity champions, but let's see what we can do here. So up attack, lock them out. So here you kind of want to target like the weakest champion. Let's just do that. I want Wukong to do the blasting here. Let's blast Arbiter. Okay, let's blast Arbiter. So we're gonna blast Arbiter with the A2 nuke. Boom, 340k on the Arbiter, and then you see the 266 splashed over to the Warlord. So big damage when that A2 connects on a weaker minion or weaker champion. So let's try that again. Let's try that on this team. Same team here. We got the plus attack, lock them out, and then we'll try to blast them, get some cool numbers here. Slow it down here. We'll lock them out so everybody's safe. We technically don't really need to lock anybody out. Let's see how we're gonna blast. Who are we gonna blast here? Let's blast. Who's the weakest one? Mashal looks like he has the weakest health bar. So let's blast Mashal. Let's see what kind of damage we can get here. 380. We got we got 380 on Mashal. I saw 380 on Arbiter. I saw 400k hit on the Wukong. So you see that his A2 does insane amounts of damage when you use it properly, right, in the arena format. So obviously Wukong is a huge threat, especially with his passive. So it makes him a really good DPS option for example, for live arena, for example. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for the video. I just want to show you guys this new version of this build that I've had. Like I said, I've had videos doing support, so full support, like 800 accuracy, fast, Sun Wukong. I had him in full damage gear, so no accuracy banner, full attack everywhere. I've had him slow with lots of attack, but I think this version is the version that I'm going to stick with probably forever. It just seems like it's really good. Now I can use him in the highest end Hydra teams. 265 speed. He has good speed. He has good damage. He has enough accuracy to do stuff in both live arena and in most PvE content. He's not going to be able to like debuff Amius, for example, or the dungeons that need like insane accuracy, but of course that he's not built for that. He's built for maximum Nightmare Hydra and being able to stun, for example, somebody like Taras here with the 6-star blessing at 300 resistance. So anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it gave you guys some ideas on what you guys want to do with your Sun Wukongs. Obviously the stats are pretty high, but you can scale it down for whatever content you guys are tackling. And yeah, like this is lethal gear. It's crafted from Dark Fade during the Dark Fade rotation, so make sure you guys hit that up. If I had a good cruel set, I would put it on him and then it'll probably deal even more damage, but instead I have to settle with this crit damage set. And yeah, so keep everything in mind, guys. But the idea is that give him a little bit of accuracy on top of a full damage build and he'll do lots of work for you. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Let me know how you guys are building your Sun Wukongs and how you guys like his build for whatever application you have him in. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you all and have a good one.